So we'll talk about breaks for a minute here. So break levels are being hit across different time frames all the time. So a common mistake I see my mentees, a common mistake I see any trader do in the moment, do, is doing, has done, shouldn't do, all of the above. Okay, we wrap this all into one, all of that stuff. One of the worst things people do is they see a break level and they overuse that break level and say, oh, this move must be breaking down. It's hitting a break level. I'm going to pick a random spot in this chart. Yep, this looks good right here. Sounds good. Perfect right here. We're going to pick a random time frame. Look right here. Random spot, random time frame. Where is a break level? Okay, let's find a break level. Here's one right here. Oh, this move must be breaking down. It hit a break level, must be breaking down. We'll go further back a little bit in the chart. People go here and they say, okay, I have a break level here. Okay, that was already hit. This thing must be going up. Oh shoot, it just broke down. I gotta exit my position. It just broke down. It's about to break down. Oh, it's going up. Okay. It hit the break level. And then they say, oh, this makes sense. It hit the break level and moved up. Yeah, but it also hit the break level on the way down. So how do you justify both of these actions? How do you sit there and say, well, it hit the break level up, it's moving up. Okay, I should buy long. Oh, damn, it just dumped. I got to sell my long. I'm going to short because it's moving down. Oh, crap. Now it's moving up. It's hitting break levels all over the place. It's always happening. And everybody does this. And it's not the fault of anybody. It's the fact that there's not enough education and knowledge there to understand the further effects of what breaks and holds mean, right? Like this is outside of the scope of future of trading, but it's the first stepping stone into understanding the larger information as to where this may be hitting a break level on one time frame, and we're on the hourly charts here. You have to realize that, hey, maybe this is a hold level on another time frame. And even, let's take this further back. Is this actually a break level over here, right? Like, what is this doing? Is this a break level? Well, we have a break level here. So what is this doing? Like, let's start actually analyzing this move. But even with this said, I would say, yes, it's a break level, but what was it attacking, right? So then I'd go here and I'd say, well, there's a break level right here. Was this hit? Was this an origin level question mark, right? Must be an origin level. Must mean we're breaking up to have a new breakout. But then what is this? Well, this is an origin level. Well, what is this? Okay, here's a true origin level. But then what is this? And what is this? And you end up trailing back so far that you don't know what you're doing. When simply there's a quite easy explanation for this. This looks like a hold level. These are micro breaks inside of a larger hold. Okay, so you can see the hold level right there. Now this is on a smaller time frame, of course. I'm just good at picking these out because visual fidelity reasons, I can see that this is a hold level. So this is a hold level that's been holding the move down. So you have micro pieces inside of this that people are justifying break levels, not realizing that this was attacking something else back here, which is just the larger effect of something else happening from here to here to here, right? Like if we were to fast forward this thing and let it play out, this could even come all the way up here. And we don't have it on this chart. So this is the futures chart, right? There's a hold level from back here. There's a hold level in this chart right here. And it's what has been being hit over and over, time after time, as the song would say, time after time. And then people would say, oh, but it hit a break level down here. Yes, but it's holding its move against a trend. Right? It's holding its move against whatever little trend it has in here, right? Whatever trend this is here and whatever trend that's creating, it's holding its move against it. So this is something, again, this is outside of the scope of FOT, but again, it's something that's good to talk about for people who aren't in FOT. People look too, this is something that we go through in mentorship. People look too much on the interior of moves to try to define the entirety of all the chart. Okay. So again, this is something I talk about on weeks on end, and there's all this stuff in mentorship. We go over it about it. So we're not doing that today, but simply put, even like, isn't this a hold level right here? It is. And if this holds, does it not just mean that the move can continue to hold through and break whatever trend? Like, can't you just think of this as a cycle? Of course you can. And then even so, isn't this just a hold level back here from the past? Well, it is, right? So it's, kind of understanding that if you look too interior in a move, you will end up missing things because you can't use interior events to justify exterior moments. So what that means is this interior break level here that you guys are trying to trade has an exterior moment that's defining the entirety of the move. So when you look at the bigger picture, is this thing going down? Is this thing going up? Okay. This is dictated by the exterior pieces of the move. Exterior is this, exterior is this, interior is in the moment. So, oh, we have a 1 hour break level, we must be moving up. Oh shit, it just hit. I must buy it. And then it goes down, and then you must sell, and then it goes up. Like, it's just this nasty thing that happens. But the key piece of information and the thing to know is that exterior events control the interior events. So that little piece that we looked at there, that's an interior event. That won't tell you what direction the larger piece of the move is going. That's left for the exterior event. If we go to XBT here, I don't know what this is. Chart garbage. Oh, my levels are pretty good. Not bad. Just delete this. I don't care. This right here. Right there. Right? So you can see it's just a hold level inside of here. It's just a hold level that was hit, that got hit over and over and over, right? You can see the valley right there. So it's not that, oh, it hit its break level. Look, it hit its break level. Oh, hit its break level. Here's like an origin point or whatever here, or a break level here. It's probably launching up, and then you move up a few $100s and then have a big dump down for the next, I don't know, for a while. It doesn't just stop dumping. But then exterior wise, it's a hold level, right? So I think that's really important. The takeaway there. Exterior controls interior. Okay. And interior dictates what happens in the moment. So true. Happened to me so many times. Yeah. Exterior first, guys. Don't start with the inner parts of the chart. Start with the outer parts of the chart. Start with the outside, work your way in, use the inside to justify the exterior pieces, and let the exterior pieces define what's happening in the overall schema. Again, this is something very deep into mentorship. I'll let you guys take away what you can from that little statement. This is something that we go over the course of weeks, 5 and 6 and 7 hours just on that one statement. So take what you can from that, and that's it. Quite simple. That's it. Guys, that's like a multi-week lesson, right? That's like, okay, we're sitting together for 6 hours in multiple group sessions, multiple one-on-ones, and we're breaking that down into very extreme pieces. So just take what you can out of that simple statement. Then I'll say it one more time because it's just that important. Interior moments aren't dictating what's happening on your chart. Exterior moments are. Interior moments dictate what the exterior moments are doing, and the exterior moments control the charts. That's it. Move on. Pay more attention to the trend, not just the break. Larger time frames are more exterior. Okay, thanks. Exactly. Bang on. Do you see people confusing hold levels with origin levels, since hold levels can be touched several times, therefore mistaken for origin levels? I do see people mistaking them. Yes, that is a good question. Now, I wouldn't say that's because it is confusing. I would say that's because if you're mistaking a break for an origin, you don't have enough experience or training. One of the two. I wouldn't say that people confuse them because there's kind of this, because there's a very clear line there. Like there's a very, very clear line of what's happening. And does it get mistaken for often? Yes. But if it wasn't, you'd be a never-ending funnel of money because you would see everything that's happening in the move, right? So that's kind of an important thing to realize there, is that I see a lot of different things happening with people charting that shouldn't happen. But that's just because there's just not enough there yet. But if those pieces were all there, they'd be like never-ending funnels of money. Like you can make 10 to 50K a day in day trading. So like if it was at that point where nothing was confusing and everything all clicked and it all made sense, then it would, like, again, you'd just be a never-ending funnel of money. You would just wake up and make 10 grand a day in the first few hours of your life every day, and then just want a sports car, go buy one in 10 days. Kind of, so I think there's kind of a, not to kind of stray too far off topic, but there's a bit of a reality there where it's like, well, nothing, it shouldn't all make sense. The minute it does all make sense, you won't need anybody else, and you'll probably shut yourself off from the world because you just sit in your office and print cash all day, right? So I think there's kind of just a, if you're making mistakes, it just means you have an area to improve, right? So I don't know if really know if that was your question, Vincent, but I think that was maybe a bit of a bigger answer than what you were looking for. But I can say, yes, people do mistake breaks and origins all the time. And I would say a way to clarify that and to help, if targeting the origin level and there's a misty area there where you're like, I'm not sure if it's an origin, I don't know if it's a break. I think you have to always, in that scenario, and this is to fix a large, this is to fix a vast amount of problems. This doesn't just apply to origin levels. I think you have to look more exterior for the actual events, because interior events only control the moment that it's in right now. An interior event is as good as the next 5 minutes, and that's it. An exterior event will show you the future. An interior event will decide the future. Okay, so I think if that line is gray for people, where it's like, oh, maybe it's an origin level I don't understand, maybe it's a trend I don't understand, maybe it's a hold level, break level, whatever it is. I think the cure to that is to look more exterior and less interior, because again, interior doesn't do anything for you. Interior decides, oh, do we have a break level? Yes, we do. Are we going to close above it? Yes or no? That's an interior decision. You see what I mean? Um, where does it exist? That's an exterior event versus an interior decision. This hold level simply was just a small interior decision. This level controls the future of the chart. If you break over top of it, you're going up big. If you can't break over top of it, you're going down in a massive way. So this is the important level. This is just a small interior event that's deciding which way this guy is going to go. So this doesn't mean anything. The amount of money to make on this, you make on this level, like whether it goes up or down, is small. Understanding what this can do to the chart is where you make your money. Again, a little bit outside of the context of this, but that's okay. Maybe I won't put this in FOT. There's a lot of stuff I should be talking about, but that's okay. Again, it's better to give people more than less. So invalidation, that's an interesting one. How do we talk about invalidation? Does anybody have any questions about invalidation before I jump into invalidation? Because invalidation is something that goes extremely, extremely deep. The little bit of FOT that has invalidation is very, very deep. Invalidation. We'll come back to that one. I'll let you guys. It actually all falls into succession and failure and identifying perfect levels. Okay, so identifying perfect levels, invalidation, succession and failure, part 1 and 2. So this is all a branch of or a tree stem to a lot of smaller. And I want you guys to think about this way. This is all one big tree bark that is one large concept that breaks into a lot of small different ways that we look at things like what is a perfect level? How do you invalidate these moments of perfection? Succession and failure. This is one large overarching topic that goes from future trading into blueprints into butterfly effect, right? So this is like a very big anchor point, and it has a lot of different things that complete all the different chains that connect the anchor to the ship, right? So each piece is a chain. So you start by understanding perfect levels, invalidation, succession and failure, just by building one piece at a time. And we start that with everything we do. So even time, we talked about time today, and then we're just going to draw. Again, we're going to pick a completely random spot. We'll go back in the charts. We won't be able to go deeper into time frames, but this looks perfectly fine here. Sure, let's just pick a trend right here to here, and let's maybe draw a bigger trend here, so we have kind of a bigger picture. Go to a higher time frame. We only have one level here, so that's fine. We could just find that one that we drew. It was right there. Yeah, that looks good. We could even do this on something that's not Bitcoin. We could go do this on like S&P or oil or crude oil or like whatever, right? So okay. First and foremost, where do we start understanding like invalidation, that whole overarching piece of like what is a perfect level, what is invalid, all those things? We start from our building blocks, time, right? So in this moment, in this move, you simply have a trend, right? As this is going on in the move, every piece of this trade that you're moving up, like here would be what's called an origin level, because it has no history above it, right? So there is no, oh yes, it does actually. So then this is actually probably just more likely a hold level, right here, right? Like this is just a hold level right here, is it not? Yeah. See, even this right now, I let's just pin it to whatever we can. Make the tools being a bit funny here. That's fine. Even this right now, like what I thought was an origin. This is a perfect example, because I was like, oh, I thought this is 2019. I thought I was back in 2017. I simply thought this was an origin breakout point, but it wasn't. It was actually a hold level. So this has been holding the move back, right? Which again is kind of that same thing that we were talking about before. But one of the key pieces of information here is Well, first and foremost, exterior event. We had to identify that. That's not what you should do first, but that's what I did first in this scenario. Time. Okay. We have a lot of time before we can break this trend, right? Like if we're right now and we're on June 20th, 2019, we could pull, if we just went straight sideways, we'd be on June 29th. So, invalidation can simply be given to us time here. If we are not moving up, we are trying to break the move right now. So this is, invalidation is time, and look how far time goes out, right? Like look how far you are to breaking this trend, right? So this is like one small piece of invalidation, time, right? Like how much time do you have left in the move? Quite simply, you have a lot. So you're still moving up until time tells you otherwise. And then here is a moment where you do get closer, right? And you go to the 4-hour charts here, and maybe even something smaller, and you have a hold level right here that gets hit, and it pulls you back, and that's fine, great. You're running out of time in this move. So when you're trying to invalidate something, time is a huge factor. You have a trend here. You're collapsing on top of that trend. So where does your best entries become in this move that you're saying like, oh, okay, fine. Have a hold level here, right? Is that correct? Maybe I'll look for the bigger time frame ones. Maybe I'll look for the ones that are larger time frame here. So you have a 12-hour hold level there, which is good. And then I wonder if you have a smaller time frame one right here. Very likely. So we're going to mark both. Let's mark this. Let's mark this. Hit your hold level, right? Smaller time frame hold level. I'm sure even if you broke this down even further, you would find it. Well, I know you would because I've done it. So hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Yeah, drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.